Hi, Jess Kane here, just coming on quickly, not with my sidekick today, Charlie, because I just wanted to come on and say we've had another parent come into our Autistic Instincts membership, really quite distressed because they've been in a different group and, you know, they've been spoken to about this this concept that it's like, you know, nothing about us without us, in terms of, you know, that as parents we must listen to the lived experience of autistic adults. Yeah. And yes we must, just like I'm a lived experience advisor in terms of domestic violence with the police. Now the police must listen to lived experience of domestic violence. They must use that to create, you know, the best support networks. Absolutely. But there are also other factors involved in any decision-making process. So at what point does it become relevant that a parent who lives and breathes the life of their child, because they are neurotypical and the child is neurodivergent, the neurotypical parent has a lesser say than an autistic adult who is advocating out in Facebook? This is really, really important to me because although our membership is called Autistic Instincts, it's that because we are autistic. It's not because we think we are better or we know more. It's because we're able to actually, we feel like we're able to use our strengths as autistic people to really give a support service that can be life-changing. And the reason that we feel we have started this process and we've started our free group is because we were getting very, very tired of seeing parents go other places online and asking questions and being literally shot down. You know, there are some groups where parents go and they're specifically, you know, asking for autistic input. Absolutely, in that context, when autistic people reply, it's fantastic and it gives the parent, some solid information about what their child might benefit from. But at the same time, it is just the autistic people answering and their autistic profile which defines what advice they're giving. So, you know, if Charlie, we don't give advice in Autistic Instincts, we don't give advice in SEM Family Instincts, because as an advocacy service, what we must do is we must listen, we must engage, we must see what path is best for you. By listening, we must signpost, and, you know, we have to help you, empower you to go on your journey with your child. And that is the same whether you are neurodivergent, trying to work out how to parent a neurotypical child, neurotypical, trying to work out how to parent a neurodivergent child. Whatever, you're a parent trying to work out what is the best thing for your child. And you are the person who knows what is going on in your life. It frustrates me, and you may see that I'm not normally this, you know, feisty perhaps, but the reason is because I think we are creating a kind of rhetoric where it's, you know, us and them, you know, we're separating it off. Why would we want that for our children? I don't want that for my children. I have neurotypical children, I have neurodivergent children. 18 months ago, I was neurotypical. I was not diagnosed autistic ADHD. I was not medicated. I was seen to have a mental health condition and an eating disorder and to have experienced trauma and PTSD. 18 months later, I have a very different profile, and I would give you advice if I would ever dare, which I never actually give advice to anybody, even friends and family, I don't think. I would give advice from a very different place. When you're listening to people in groups, just remember that that is one autistic person, that is one autistic profile. If Charlie gave you advice about how to be autistic and how to support autistic children, she would be giving it from her own belief structure of what it's like to be autistic for her. And that would be really different to who I am as an autistic person. You know, it would be very different. Charlie and I both are very different in terms of being neurodivergent adults and people to our neurodivergent children. I have one child who's very similar to me, probably two, and then I have another child who's quite different. Charlie, the same. So, you know, it's not about kind of saying, okay, because I am autistic, because I have lived experience, I'm going to tell you exactly what you must do as a parent. Anyone who is advocating anywhere and is behaving that way, you know, even the advocates that I see online who are more, you know, more outspoken, they won't actually, you know, say, for example, you know, you've got some really like expressive, interesting advocates. And what they're doing is they're giving you information. I've got one up on my screen below and I've forgotten what their name is. I'm going to post some links under this. But, you know, there's some amazing, vibrant advocates who are really like showing what it's like to be autistic. But if you look at that autistic person and it doesn't feel like it's your child, then you need to not take advice from that situation, because, you know, if someone is telling you what to do but they haven't met your child, they don't know your child, they don't know your child's profile, that could potentially be damaging for your child. Now, the information that was told to this parent was, you know, don't go, you must go to a special school, you can't go to a mainstream school. That information is not relevant to every autistic person, okay? So absolutely, in the big decision making of the world, do we need autistic people and neurodivergent people involved in the decision making? Yes, we do. Do we need other people as well? You know, yes, we do. When I am being, you know, a lived experience advisor in terms of domestic violence, I want people to listen to perpetrators. They're the people who commit the crime, you know. I want people to listen and I want people to understand why they do those things. I want them to have a space to be heard. I want them to be able to tell, you know, police and social care and you know, courts about why they've done the things they've done, because the only way we can find a solution to stop this happening is to listen to everybody involved. You know, why are people not getting the funding? Why? We need all these factors. When we're looking at education, we need health, we need social care, we need, you know, health, we need CAMS. We need to ask people what they're doing. Yes, we need to listen to the voices of an array of neurodivergent adults, yeah? An array, not just one situation where we go, all neurodivergent children must be in a special school, all neurodivergent children are suffering trauma, all neurodivergent children, blah, 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 okay? I'm not discrediting people who say those things in terms of it being their opinion. What I'm saying is, please don't let that opinion you know, damage your sense of self. The whole point of advocacy is empowerment, okay? Anyone giving you advice or guidance needs to be qualified to do so, yeah? And I'm not just talking about a qualification. If someone says, oh, I've got a master's degree in autism, well, I could go and get a master's degree in autism and it could tell me things about being autistic. And then I could have completely different lived experience of being a PDA, okay? Or being PDA, being autistic, you know, being ADHD, having suffered from domestic violence, being a lone parent, having 4 kids, you know, having a boyfriend, not having a boyfriend, whatever, having parents who are alive, not having parents who are alive. There's having money, you know. We need to understand that you have to do what's right for you and your family at any given point in time. And when I say family, I mean the whole family. Because, you know, your neurodivergent child or whoever you're going to seek support about, they are really important. But they also need to be supported by a parent who is equally as important, has a voice, feels heard. You are the one who knows what's going on. Okay, we don't give advice in Autistic Instincts. We won't tell you what to do. We will signpost you to information. We'll ask you questions about your child. We'll try and understand what type of needs your child has and what support they might want. We have like guest speakers from different walks of life inside our membership. And that's what's important, is that we are not going to tell you what to do. We are going to empower you to make your own choice. Sorry for the rant. If you listened this long, well done.